That is one win in the series. Coming off of game one, we don't have good news here because the Colorado Avalanche are up 2-0 on the Edmonton Oilers. We still avoid that Battle of Alberta in the playoffs. Phoenix is up 2-0 on Dallas. I really want to see Dallas take that series because I think if Dallas wins the series over the Phoenix Coyotes, we would see the Dallas Stars in round two should we get to round two. Minnesota over Chicago right now in the first game in that series. And then in the East, Detroit, Florida even at 1. Montreal over Toronto. That would be a great series though. 1-0 lead. 1-1 series between Columbus, Tampa Bay. 1-0 lead for the Devils over the Islanders. So that's an update on the playoffs to this point. Is game one anything to go by in this series? It was a high-scoring affair. And our first line didn't leave anything to be desired on the table in that first game. There was nothing left to be desired from the first line. For Calgary, we got right to Jonas Enroth, who goes again in the net. Comes out of that first game with a 760 save percentage and a 6.10 GAA. Should they have gone with the other goaltender? I've forgotten his last name. He has two names for his last name, but I can't remember the last name of the goalie. Oh, something is up. Okay, something is definitely up with my left stick as I was trying to skate there with Tyler Seguin. Very, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Uncomforting for me. I don't even know if uncomforting is a word, but I've used it as one here anyway. Get on that. McEwen with a shot attempt from the point out the center. We go with Corey Perry. All is right with the controller. All is not right with Perry for a second there. We're going to rim that down low. That's been the play. If we get in a pickle, we just send it back down low into the corner. I like the way Corey Perry played in that first game. I was very impressed with his play. I got to know him very well as an opponent when he was with the Ducks, so pretty much know what to expect of Perry. He has this retrieval off the dump in for Seguin. Saved through the 5-hole by Enroth. Set up by Corey Perry off the retrieval on the forecheck. I don't know who dumped it in. I think it was... Did Seguin initially dump it in? I don't even remember. Maybe it was Riley Smith that dumped it in. Either way, Perry streaks down the right side of the boards, gets the retrieval, sets up Seguin right and beautiful in front of the net. Salusti shrugging off contact back to center as well, so we're going to have to dump it back in. Hammer dump in behind Enroth. It goes right to Radek Faksa, but he, for some odd reason or another, couldn't collect the puck. What a saucer pass to Joe Pavelski, handling it now to the right of Peter Mrazek toward that corner. He's going to be board played, where Faksa can bank it to Salusti. Rink wide, we go for Eller, staying on side. Eller bump move to the outside, shrugs that off with the contact. Set up Salusti for the one-timer, but Salusti would fan on the one-timer. Hammered back in from the red line by Laxo. It goes off the back of the net behind the San Jose cage. And again, Lindquist with possession. The Sharks stretching the ice. A very close call just off of that zone entry. Laxo, nice 10-2 move with the skates. It bounces back through center, collected by Luff. Skating to the red line to just send the puck back in. A lot of dump and chase by the Calgary Flames. That hard dump in really rimmed off the glass in a fancy fashion. Driven to the corner by Martin. Played off the puck there by Luff and just centered back out to neutral ice. Played here by the Sharks. Definitely a mirror episode right now of game one, where no one can seem to establish anything in the early going. We're just about 6 minutes. We keep rimming the puck out of the zone and trying to bank it out the center ice. We have to dump it in again because the Sharks leave us no choice. That'll be fair caught by Enroth. It will be a face-off in the Sharks' defensive zone. Finally, a bit of a break from the action for me. Pasted along the EB game sign was Winquist. Winquist? I'm trying to get that pronunciation down. I will as the series goes on. Hopefully it's a short-lived series and I don't have to worry about perfecting the pronunciation. That would be the ideal scenario. Tyler Seguin not getting injured would be an ideal scenario. We got to move this to the corner. A little too hard with that move. Skate kicked it along with the skate of Corey Perry. Just kicked it too hard. Dump in by the Sharks inside the blue line, down the half wall. Bertrand with the retrieval of the puck. Shot from the point comes through. Deflection goal. Gagliardi. The Sharks on the board first. That happened in game 1 too, though. They did get the first goal of game 1. They actually got the first two goals of game 1. Clean shot, low to the ice, and a clean deflection for Gagliardi. Really well drawn up by San Jose. We have noted this in playoffs past. This Sharks team has a penchant for shooting the puck from the blue line. They love to shoot the puck from the point, and if they get on the power play, expect that to especially be the case. And we need to just not take penalties. Palusti with a weird reception of the puck. Fights off a stick check from Irwin. Irwin plays it out the center now. Tierney with the carry along the blue line. Another dump in. The Sharks' forecheck is going to be crucial if they're going to keep dumping the puck in like this. Ekblad skated a little too far. Help out Lars Eller. We're in on that action behind the net of Peter Mrazek here, trying to get possession back. Sharks dogging it in the corner, working out of this corner. The feet to the point. The blue line blast deflected wide off of Lars Eller. It is collected now by, Jonathan Blum, I believe, wears 77 here. I got to get my numbers down. I know that Keith Ollie is there. That's number 6. This is Jonathan Blum. Blocker side save. Big rebound off of Peter Mrazek. Number 7 is Oscar Klefbom, which I want to say that 77 is Oscar Klefbom. Kanowski gets it to the corner, punches it to the corner. Waiting. The stick lift. Great stick lift by the Sharks. May have saved a goal. Definitely saved an opportunity for their goaltender to have to make a save. Nice slap shot attempt there by Sergei Kostitsyn. Twisted back in by Kostitsyn. Flung along by Pavelski for Winquist. But in on that forecheck is Keith Ollie. He is pushing the issue as the defenseman on the forecheck. Laxo plays it, but over the blue line, it'll be offside. So we have noted this. What did Sean Monahan do? Just shoot it off the little give play. Nice saucer pass, though. Got Sean Monahan set up in open space. But we're seeing the same thing that happened in Game 1. San Jose sloppy in their own zone. Sloppy coming out of their own zone as well. They had a lot of turnovers trying to break the puck out in Game 1. So, maybe the forecheck, this 2-3 forecheck might be a potential issue for San Jose to overcome in the series. It's nice to have gotten the first win in the series. Take the upper hand. If you can win the first game, your chances of winning a best-of-7 go up. It doesn't guarantee anything, obviously, but it does make it that much more likely that we can take victory in this series, which is what I want to do. Obviously, I'm trying to twist this one back in, and Roth will catch the flipper from the half wall there by Riley Smith. We've got a little bit of action going on here after the whistle, mixing it up a little bit, but no fight yet. We haven't seen a fight. And I myself have not seen a reason to get involved in a fight with San Jose. Although these two teams are, at this point, just bitter rivals. They've seen way too much of each other in the playoffs, in this GM mode, too many times going head-to-head in the postseason. So you would imagine that there will be a little bit of a lot of animosity. And we're all around the net front. We just can't get that next goal. We keep chipping it in, so I do like to see that we are pushing the puck deeper into the Sharks' zone, keeping possession down here. Emerton orchestrating from behind the net. It banked off of his teammate, chopped back in by Klefbom, just to get it back 200 feet away from the Calgary net. This is Sean Monahan, the former member of the Calgary Flames. Again, not even sure. He's pasted along the boards by Klefbom. I'm not even sure if he played a game as a Calgary Flame before he was shipped off to Boston, ironically. That is in reference to Shipping Up to Boston, a song by the Dropkick Murphys. But again, I don't know if he played a game for us, but he was in our organization. He was in the AHL for a while there. And he didn't develop quickly enough for my taste, so I moved on from him. He has scored a goal in this series. I think he scored the opening goal. What a setup to Lars Eller. The patience. I mean, the defense is going to have to make an adjustment if you're San Jose. You cannot keep getting beat like this. Toe drag move around. Riley Smith throws a backhander on. Sagan a dangle around. Sagan a shot. That's saved as well by Enroth. Finally, I love the creativity from the first line. It has been the motor that is pushing the Calgary Flames along right now in this series. We let Mrazek, we let Mrazek see that shot. Corey Perry with a spin-off move, defended nicely by Irwin, however. Irwin got a good chunk of Corey Perry coming back through, or got a good taste of a lick from Corey Perry. Luff hooked, and we'll see the Calgary power play for the first time in this series, believe it or not. A step move by Hanowski. Hanowski to the center. Backdoor it actually goes for Kostitz and not the intended recipient to set up the one-timer. The Sharks touch up. I almost called them the Darks. They are wearing dark jerseys. No, but the Sharks touch up. They'll go on the penalty kill for the first time in the game and in the series, believe it or not. 60 minutes of hockey in Game 1. Not a single penalty against the San Jose Sharks. So Corey Perry in the power play have not had a chance to get orchestrated out here. They do now. Someone's going to be on the point here, and I just want you to figure out who's going to be on the point. Who is the point man? Thrown for Sagan. And saved by Enroth. I want to say Ekblad so bad for some reason. Nope. I'm not getting into it with you right now, Muller. Maybe some other time as this series heats up. We've only barely turned the oven on in this series. So the temperature has yet to reach a fever pitch just yet. It probably will. It'll come to that at some point. Toulouse was steaming in and missing the net wide. Back up top. One-timer from Hanowski, but over the net. Wojula bumps to the outside. Gives down low. A little miscommunication, perhaps. Hanowski nudges it away from his aggressor. Hanowski cutting back. Fed to Toulouse. Deflection hits the post. The deflection came by Radek Faksa. Please tell me we get a replay of this. We will. A deserved replay. We set up the man in the bumper. The issue with that bumper position guy in this game is he doesn't actually do what the bumper player is supposed to do. He doesn't set up the way that I want him to, so I can feed him for that quick one-timer, but that's as good as it. That play right there that we just did is as good as it's going to get. Eller peeling away, now going back to the up top. Riley Smith through the seam, but Eller was way too far up high for that pass. Sent back down low for Sagan. Sagan, look at how patient the power play is. Now across. Eller, rebound Sagan. Couldn't get on the rebound. Cleared by San Jose. The umbrella power play giving me inspired confidence right now. It looks really, really comfortable. At some point in this series, we will get that power play goal. Riley Smith, not the time for the dangle, or at least not the time to lose possession on the dangle. We know the power play was winding down. We had to push the issue a little bit there to try to get something before the man exits the box here. That's a big win by Faksa. Down low. Ekblad couldn't get it as it redirected to him. Hanowski, a big hammering one-timer that just clung wide of the net. Fed all the way down the rink by San Jose. This will be an icing if Ekblad can get the touch. We will. And a fresh change of bodies on the ice. Third pair, and I guess I'll go third line. Well, Vlasic's a defenseman. I wouldn't be worried about his point totals and offensive production. He's just a defenseman. I don't know what type of defenseman he is. As in, is he an offensive defenseman or a defensive defenseman? Two-way? I actually have no idea, but I wouldn't be too concerned about his offensive production. We're going to take this deficit into the intermission, regroup and reset from there. Sean Monahan, no goals here at the end of the period. We trail 1-0, but it could be worse. We honestly did dominate that period. We had that big power play. We spread the love around on the power play. We got the puck moving. There's a lot of optimistic signs here if you're Calgary. I know you didn't get the goal. That was nearly fed perfectly to the back door for a goal, set up beautifully. Ekblad teeing one off, but into his teammate. A little bit of friendly fire there. Knocked back to center. Will this become an icing? Blum tries to wait it out. It is not an icing. The linesmen do not give permission to blow the whistle for an icing call there. Corey Perry, nice move to the outside, stopping up against Muller. Shooting, scores! Corey Perry knocks the water bottle clean, short side of Jonas Enroth. We are level. Third goal in the series. I wanted him to be out there for the empty netter in game 1 to get the hat trick, but we took a penalty during that sequence of game 1, so Perry was not available to be on the ice for the empty netter. I think Karan had the empty netter in game 1. Perry now has his third goal in the series. He didn't need the empty net. He had a plenty of net to shoot on, but the goaltender was definitely in the net. Skate the stick move by Perry. I'm sorry, this is Talusti. Too used to Corey Perry in this series. He's had his fingerprints all over the first 2 games in this one. Over to Laxo. Just great D-to-D work. Big redirect. And a rejection as well. My initial line of commentary was going to be a big rejection, which is true. Out of the corner. And just punched back in by the Flame stick. But the retrieval by Sean Monahan. He's bothered in the corner by Luff. Shot. Rebound. Pavelski all over that. Rebound. And Laxo may have saved a goal with his great defensive play. Pushed further into the zone by Yuri Talusti with the windmill. We're going to have to kick this along, and we're just going to stay with it. Be met with physical force by Vlasic. Talusti dove for some reason behind the net. Hammered in. Played by Mrazek behind his own net. Ollie gets a little bit in the way there. Kostitsin up the half wall on the zone exit. Finding the stick of Granlund. Hanowski will meet a Sharks player at neutral. Picked up by Granlund. Slapped in. Some reason this is an offside. I don't understand how that's an offside. I thought we were all behind the blue line when that was slapped in. However, we'll do a face-off at neutral ice. Here's the deflection in front, which was promptly rejected by Enroth. It was a good 5-hole attempt as it changed direction from midair straight down to the ice surface. There's nothing you can do as a goaltender on that. You just have to pray that you are positioned well enough. You cannot react to quick enough to make a save on a redirect like that. It's all about positioning. We have yet to take a penalty in this game, haven't we? We've been very well disciplined to this point. Nice play coming back through. I don't know who had that play coming through. I have possession of it. It was Emerton, who spent a lot of time in the AHL in the last little while. What a pull-up move. Shooting is Rajala, saved by Enroth. He had line mates coming on the ice in that play. However, they were all way behind, so he had to buy time for himself. He got that shot off with a little bit of trickery and good puck shielding ability as well to get to the middle. Sagan to attempt a face-off loss to the Sharks. Carlson had picked it up. It's Tierney now. From center ice, dumped in. Clefbaum, an attempt to chop at it. He does. Chops it to Perry, who draws a penalty. Corey Perry cannot do anything wrong. He's doing every little thing right. The Flames will get back on the power play as well, which has been very promising from the first 2 minutes we've seen of the 5-on-4 advantage for Calgary. It's just a question of can it score. 5 shots, a lot of patience on the power play as well. Despite those 5 shots, we also had a lot of patience. Someone was tumbled to the ice. It's Riley Smith. Hopefully Riley Smith is okay, so there is not a whole lot to choose from right here. Cutting back with this is Perry. Perry goes down low. Sagan is going to find the puck on his stick blade. Kicks it along for Perry. So Perry to help out. Back to the point. Down low. Through the seam. Looking for Perry. Trying to maybe force feed it to Perry a little too much on that play. The difficult part about that is he's on the right side as a right shot. That'll be an icing. So the pass there did come behind the red line. Riley Smith was hit. He was hit hard to the ice off the face-off. I saw him get up slowly, so I'm a little concerned for his health right now. But he's still on the ice, so he seems fine. Maybe a little bit bruised up, but nothing that he can't play through right now. This is the playoffs. We need you to play through it. Unless you are lying dead on the ice, then you can play through it. That's my mindset right now anyway. We just kind of gave that puck away. Much less effective looking power play so far. Mrazek just shrugs this one off for Eller to play. Perry coming out of the neutral ice to Tyler Sagan. Dropped off for Perry. Perry shoots. Hits the crossbar. Goodness. Corey Perry. He is a monster. He's the Terminator. Oh, I forgot all about that. I totally forgot about the nickname I had for Perry. The Terminator off the backhand. It careens. What a strange rebound off the inboards. They kick back out in front of Enroth. The Sharks get what I consider to be a lucky clear. Saucered along for Perry, but out of reach. Icing. Waved off. No. Yes, waved off. Well, now I'm confused about what's going on the ice. Play resumes. Carlson shovels it in. Now we got to reset and get back to our 5-on-5 play. Corey Perry against 3 defenders. That's a good poke check. Not so easy to go 1-on-3. But at this point, the way this series is going, if anyone can go 1-on-3, I would believe it would be 36-year-old Corey Perry. I could see it happening now. He might be 37 at this point. He may have turned 37 mid-season. I have no idea. I'm wrapping this around the boards. Ekblad, I want you to wrap it around the boards. You have help in Hanowski. Dangerous pass coming out through the middle of the rink. Yep, Sharks are going to keep it in. Mrazek just keeps it there in front of the pad. That'll be covered up. Still not getting into it with you. Oh, you know what I realized? San Jose doesn't have Luke Adam anymore. Did he retire? I have no idea what happened to Luke Adam. That's the shot from Perry, clean off the post. Rough. He almost had Enroth beat again. I'm telling you, he has had Jonas Enroth's number in this series. Been impressive, the things that number 11 has done for Calgary in this series and so far in this game. He's the reason we have a level score right now. Caron just tried to block that shot in front. Ollie comes away with possession. Saucered out to center. Gathered perfectly by Emerton. Caron feeds it wide of the net. Play by Emerton off the turnover. Rajala chops it back in further, getting help from Emerton. Emerton, backdoor for Rajala, tied up by Irwin. Flung on the backhander. Nice attempt. We're seeing some really creative stuff out of the Calgary Flames and a lot of hard work as well. Getting rewarded for their hard work. I know a goal's coming soon. What a slap dump out of the zone. Toulouse's spinorama move. Stays with the puck and just wraps it below the net. Fox are going to work after this. Eller helping out Fox. He's going to get in on the forecheck. Monahan on the outlet across the rink for Winquist. It is knocked down by the Flames at center ice. D to D, we go for it, but totally missed. Lens set up Lindquist. That'll be a fight. The first of the series. Sean Monahan getting involved with his former teammate Aaron Ekblad. This is a good Tilly. You don't want none of this. I'll tell you, Sean Monahan, Aaron Ekblad has fought the likes of David Backus and won. I don't think you want any of this. He's going to be sat down. I mean, that missed D-to-D pass, perfectly set up. Then you see Aaron Ekblad getting his fist up in the air. The missed pass perfectly set that hit up. I mean, it couldn't have been any more laid on a platter for Aaron Ekblad just to come in and do demolishing things. And demolished he was on that hit. Sean Monahan, I would say that that's an improvement for your face. You can thank Aaron Ekblad later. He's going to start a beauty services. What happened with that pass? Love playing it at center. We have to dump it. We can actually dump it directly across the rink, the horizontal dump. See, we keep trying to flip this puck out. It's actually going to work out this time. This is Tyler Sagan. T-Sags. Shrugging off the body contact to try to set up Riley Smith in the middle of the rink there, right in the slot area. That Sharks player did an excellent job back-checking. That was such a great back-check. We've got a fresh line change going on here, so we got some good legs on the ice now. We can really hound these guys with a forechecking pressure. Hurdle is offside on that pass reception. So we have had the fireworks kick off a little bit here. I understand and I do appreciate Monahan standing up for his teammate, but it was a clean hit. He was just set up perfectly for that hit. I can't believe how well that worked out for Aaron Ekblad. It didn't work out well for Sean Monahan in the fight. Step into Aaron Ekblad's ring of doom, if you may. He has fighting experience now. I don't even know what Aaron Ekblad's fighting category is, because there is a stat for an individual player's fighting ability, and I don't know what Aaron Ekblad's fighting ability is. I just don't consider him to be much of a fighter, but maybe I'm wrong. We're just letting the Sharks get too much pressure. Finally flung out. carried away at center ice. This is Sergei Kostitsyn trying to shrug off 2 defenders with the sly move there. If he pulled that off, that would have been incredible. Looking for the breakout. Slowing it down. Sharks are, I don't know what the Sharks are doing here, but there's enough space for Lars Eller. That'll be dumped in. Yuri Tlusty getting in on that forecheck. Chops at it. It actually is laid there for Vlasic. Tlusty, other side of the rink. This is going to set up Hurdle for a big hit. I mean, you're doing this to yourself if you're San Jose. This is Winquist, who got blasted by Ekblad earlier in the game. There's the drop pass to get the breakout going north. The Sharks have actually tightened it up in the middle of the rink now. So coming back through neutral is tough right now. A dump in by Faxa is probably the most intelligent thing we can do with it. Getting in on that forechecking action there, Radek Faxa. I think we're just giving them a little too much space on the breakout, especially the stretch pass. We've seen them stretch the ice. Out to Sagan. Sagan gives for Rajala. It's really well received. Given back for Sagan. Across the rink for Ollie, who just fires it. It's high and above the net. Picked up by... Who is this? I blinked whenever the guy got the puck, so I don't know who had that. Even though the name shows up on the ice. I don't know the Sharks' full roster either. Oh, see, now we're mixing it up a little bit. Beside Peter Mrazek there. He's frozen solid. Locked in. That man is locked in. Prepared for another great game. This has been the opposite of game 1 now in terms of the offense. A few good chances. In the same way, neither team can take full charge of this game. We're just going to have to shoot Hanowski. We will. Neither team can take full charge of this game, but unlike game 1, it is a low-scoring affair this time around. We just need to find one right now. Find one goal. I haven't had a single complaint with our play. Maybe a few small complaints. Like I said, I think we're letting San Jose stretch the ice a little too much, coming back through out of their zone and coming back through the middle of the rink. We're just seeing them stretch the ice too much. We're letting them get too many point shots through as well, too many deflections. So there's a few things that we for sure could tighten up. But for me, it's just a matter of we need to keep doing what we're doing. Essentially, what it boils down to is we're not doing anything particularly wrong. We just need that next goal in the game. The next goal is absolutely pivotal in a low-scoring affair like this. And I just want to get the puck out. We can keep shipping it out to neutral ice if we have to. Both teams are maybe a little bit tentative to make that next mistake. Bank pass to Eller. Now we can go rink wide to Lusty. In the middle of the rink is Sagan. Bumps to the outside. Dangles to the inside. Sagan still on that puck. Just hounded by too many Sharks players. Knocked down by Eller. Inadvertently. There we go to Lusty, kicking it back into the zone. This is a true stalemate of the game right here. I was so nervous about Eller. He was about to go full charge into that, and that would have been a board. Much more disciplined Flames team this time around. All the penalties in game 1 went against the Flames. So we've been much more disciplined. The lone penalty, I think, for Calgary tonight has been the fighting major with Aaron Ekblad. Remember all the shorthanded goals we got as well in game 1? That was an issue. So San Jose perhaps maybe had a talk with the officials and said don't call any penalties against Calgary because they score all their goals shorthanded. I think we had 3 in the first game shorthanded. That's how good we were shorthanded. We dove there with my defenseman. It took him out of the play temporarily. Another dump in. This is probably the most in one of these games I've ever dumped the puck in because there is no other option on some of these plays. There is no other choice to make. The smart play is the dump in. I mean, we kind of made Enroth catch that puck on the hop. It wasn't going to go in, but that's not the point of the dump in. The point of the dump in is just get it deep, get it into the zone, and get it out of harm's way for a quick turnover and a transition play for San Jose. Even though he blocked that, Carlson is still on that. That actually gives it for Tierney, who carries it away. Tierney's in on a partial breakaway. He's going to cut back despite the... and his cutback was intelligent. He set his teammate up brilliantly in the slot. Just no goal for San Jose. They're trying to push for that next one. One goaltender in this game really is going to reign supreme. The Sharks are continuing their dump and chase effort. We have the retrieval. We can go D to D to Blum. Set up Riley Smith on the breakout. I'm going to punch that further in. We retrieve it. Shrug off that contact. Smith around the net. Wrap around. Make Enroth make the save. That's what it's about, baby. Watch this 2-on-1 that's developing. That is a really interesting time to go for a diving block. Gagliardi misses it just wide. And he had a chance on the short side. We got to board pen this guy. We can't with Ekblad. Bertrand being chased. He's got it by the boards. Ekblad couldn't help himself. He takes the first minor. Yes, it is a minor. First minor penalty of the night for Calgary. And it couldn't have come at a worse time. San Jose is grabbing momentum. They are grabbing energy. And you know what's funny is I didn't even have my hand on the stick. I didn't want Ekblad to hit that guy. I wanted him to wrap up the player. And he goes full charge into the player from behind. It is a penalty. No arguing that one. Laxo, we got to get the clear. Just got to get the clear. San Jose is going to be pushing for that shot from the blue line. Will we see our first overtime game of the series? Or is this going to be... Is San Jose going to collect the goal here on the power play? And will that be the only goal that they will need? Skate the stick. We go Corey Perry between the legs. It just bobbled away from him last second. What are the defensemen doing? There's no communication there. This is going to end up being a Corey Perry breakaway. He got pushed into the net. There's no question about that. Perry is threatening at all levels in this game and this series. He almost had another opportunity to score on a shorthanded breakaway. He was just a little slow to it. I think he's perhaps, you see him, he's a little gassed. He was out of juice at the end of that shift. I could feel it. But he gave it his best effort. Wrister through. We were looking for the deflection with the shot from the blue line. It was Sagan with the net front presence. A little bit of action still going on after the whistle, but if we don't have to fight, I'm not looking for a fight right now. I just want to play a simple game. Get the next goal and get out of here. Pack our bags, head to Calgary, hopefully with a 2-0 series lead. That would make me feel really good about our team and about ourselves. We got to be on that puck. It was there. Nice play by Luff. It just banked right for Pavelski. Good back-checking effort. This is Radek Faksa. He had that on the back check for Sagan. Feeds Radek Faksa. He's got to go 1-on-4. No way in hell. Really creative playmaking between those two, though, killing the penalty off Luff. You got to have your head up, Luff. I'm firing this down the rink. I have to. The smart play right now is the actual clear out of the zone. Kill the whole penalty. Oh, Lars Eller gets into one. Eller, he's sprung for Eller short side, looking for the top titty goal. Not quite happening. Always a threat shorthanded, baby. This might be the best team I've ever assembled shorthanded. Holy crap, we're just so good. So dangerous. Oh, made a miss. Given to Eller. Eller windmills to the outside. Eller from the corner. I was going to shoot it with Eller from the corner, but he never collected the puck. That was the issue with that play. I was just, as soon as he skated up to it, I was just going to shoot it. It is poked back in off of Pettit. This is McEwen who retrieves Pettit's lost puck. Gotta knock these passes down at center ice. Uh-oh, my controller. Oh, boy, yeah. And the last time my controller disconnected, we got scored on. Come back, Granlund. Oh, I've watched the big... there's a big body check just waiting at center ice there. We were lucky not to have a big open ice collision. At least we've been on the positive end of the open ice collision. So, one controller disconnect in this game, and I think there was one controller disconnect in game 1. I can live with that. Being that this is, again, a reminder, this is a PS4 controller, physically plugged in, yes, with a cable into the PS3. Oh my god. The PS4 controller just feels so good to play this game with. So that's why I'm using the PS4 controller. The PS3 controllers that I do have just suck. They really suck with this game in particular. So it's a much better gameplay experience with the PS4 controller. I'm dropping this off. That was a lazy drop off. Why did I do that? Karan coming through. Tierney, you were lucky you went on a line change when you did. He caught a big break. Mrazek with a huge rebound. Looks like a trampoline in the net. We can come away with this. Send Rajala. We do. Set up Karan. We do. What a save! Oh my goodness, Jonas Enroth. What a mega save on Karan. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm speechless. We should have had a goal there. Gagliardi avoiding players before he got spilled to the ice in a big way. It looked like a big paint can spill right there on the ice. That doesn't make any sense, I know. Drop back to the defenseman. This is Aaron Ekblad. Little inside-out move. Still has possession. Shrugs off the contact. Waiting. This is Ekblad firing a shot that never got off because of Bertrand's good play. Ekblad's still up on the play, by the way, trying to engage the offense here late in the game. Poke free of Ekblad now. Up to Riley Smith. Smith, the stop up inside the blue line. Funnels it to the corner. This is Seguin. Seguin, the rollout for Corey Perry, but defended by Logan Couture, the longtime Shark. Given up for Winquist. He's set up for the second time in this game for a big body collision. Letting the Sharks set up too much here. We're under the last 3 minutes of the game. We've seen one goal in the game for both teams. The lone Flames goal scored by, you would guess it, Corey Perry, the way he's played this series. All the way back in the second period? Was it in the second period of play that we scored that goal from Corey Perry? It was, because we went into the first intermission trailing 1-0. Look at the speed from Eller. Eller is shrugging off contact from Brennan. Gathered back by Toulouse. I'm going to send this to the corner. Eller helps out. Nudged by McEwen. Well played by Roland McEwen. Carried away by Martin. Martin is lost of the puck, but regathers. Back in front, set it up perfectly in front, chopped out by Toulouse. He may have saved the setup there. Perry needs to get off the ice. These tired old legs just keep churning for Corey Perry all throughout the game. Laxo between the dots. There's the shot, fanned on by Muller. He regathers, and then it's bounced back to center ice. Bertrand the retrieval. Hunting after Bertrand is Riley Smith on the forecheck. Bertrand cuts back, then regathers for space at neutral ice. The turnover gathered by Laxo. The defenseman just chips it in on the net, and it goes. It was in the 5-hole of Enroth, stuck in the paraphernalia. It was jarred free by the aggressive play on the forecheck going after it. Kostitsyn with a head of steam here. He does a one-handed puck shield. Kostitsyn the cutback. The gift to Granlund. He couldn't get a shot away. 12 seconds remain in regulation. Unless there is a goal here from the Sharks, it looks like this game's going to overtime. Ollie reverses it the other way with 3 seconds to go in the game. Ollie in front. Pavelski rejected at the horn, and we made that way too close for my liking. Oh, my God. We almost just lost the game right there with that lazy play by Keith Ollie out of the corner. We have one goal. That was the save of the game right there. Biggest save of the game. One goal aside for both teams in Game 2. We go to overtime. First time in the series that these two teams will see overtime. Probably not the only time in this series these two teams will see overtime. I burped mid-sentence. What a drop pass by Corey Perry in front. It bobbled to Corey Perry. Drop back to the point. Blum shooting. Deflection in front. Perry is all over this. And he's all over Gagliardi. The helmet jarred free of Gagliardi. Seguin helping out. Seguin twisting. Got bumped to the ice. Riley Smith puts one on. Kept in by Ekblad. Fires the boom. Deflection. Nice play by Blum. Blum to the middle. Seguin fired it wide. Perry is on this. Perry bumped. The Sharks finally have possession for the first time in overtime. It's Gagliardi bringing it through. Over the zone, over the blue line, into the zone, nudge free of Gagliardi, reversed up the boards for Toulouse. It never got there. Monahan flips it on. Laxo cannot win the battle over Gagliardi. Pavelski out of the corner, the rollout, the back to the point play, saved by Mrazek. Pavelski is nudged. Got to be on this. Got to win these defensive battles here. Crucial stage of the game. Out of the corner is Pavelski. Back to the point. Thrown on Mrazek. I need you to make a save. We're going to fling it. Just clear it. Oh. By the way, Corey Perry still on the ice. Hunting. Next goal. What an opening shift from the Flames. But then the Sharks with an answer shift of their own. They answered right back. Oh, Hanowski, you come off the bench. You got to have your eyes paying attention to what's going on. I need to focus here. We really need this. We need this game. It's right there for the taking for either team. But, man, losing this in overtime would suck. Hanowski. Up and over Deke. Oh. That was an interesting move, but not a bad time to pull that one out. Stay up high on the boards. I'm rimming it around. Hanowski is waiting. kick it back down low. You got support from Granlund up the middle of the rink. This is Steetson. Yeah, no, I couldn't do the deke. Trying to do too much, man. It's a one-man show every time up the ice. We cannot do this. Sharks are changing, thank God, so that we have plenty of time for that retrieval on the dump-in. Caron, he's a slow, sloppy mess, but Emerton is not. Corey Emerton for the game winner, scores it, deposits it into the back of the net. On the breakaway, the Flames take a 2-0 series lead. We win both games on road ice. How about it? San Jose is stunned. It found its way to Corey Emerton wearing a new number this time around. I don't know what he wore before, but number 31 is lucky enough. I'll take that. You can wear that number for the entire playoff run if you score goals like that. What a heartbreaker for San Jose. They had this game. They had this game right where they wanted it. That was the play where Corey Perry picked the water bottle. Ekblad's fight with Sean Monahan. The big save by Enroth on Caron. This was the deflection. And the breakaway goal from Emerton just slides it along the ice, past the leg, not 5-hole.